Hello, everyone. Welcome to our next edition of Meet the Host, conversations that are making a difference. And right now I'm solo, but I am welcoming everyone that is listening and watching. And the whole purpose of this show is for you to get to know the different hosts that we have. Other than what you hear on audio, many of them actually have videos as well. However, um, collectively, we are raising and expanding community with different topics that really make a difference. So, if you're tuning in for the first time, we are a syndicated Boston based internet radio station with all the bells and whistles. You can listen to us online. You can ask Alexa to launch or play Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. With technology today, you can listen to us whether you're in a country that is uh, remote or in the USA. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you have a smartphone or online, you can listen wherever you are. So I welcome you. We're in our 19th year, which is hard to believe. And I'm here to really talk about women and money. And what I mean by that is opening the space in our minds to allow the money to flow. And people will say, "Oh, I've tried this and I've tried that, and it doesn't work," or it might work at the beginning. Well, the reason it works at the beginning is because you have all your focus on having the flow. Whatever you've heard, you're implementing that little plan. But then what happens is the mind forgets, and now it's implementing new material. You're not good enough. There's not enough money to do this or that. Who do you think you are? That's the ego mind. And so it's training the mind so that it will bring the flow, because all of us, all women, have struggled at one time in their life. It's not just a few people, it's every woman. And society has played a good part of that. But it's every woman at some time in their life, whether they're a single mom, whether they're married, whether they are partners, whether they are in an amazing job, you will struggle at some time. And that can feed into your mindset and keep you in lack. So, affirmations are excellent. However, they don't get to the core, the root of why you're in lack. So, you have to delve into all the things about you for when you were a child and think about it. I'll take my situation, my early journey into action here. Um, when we were kids, we were told there wasn't enough money. We couldn't do this. We couldn't do that. We couldn't buy a new coat. We couldn't buy a new dress because there wasn't enough. So we heard this all the time. And in addition to that, in our nucleus of family, we were told, us kids were told we were stupid and what's the matter with us and we're an idiot and all these kinds of names, which really colored how one thought about themselves. And it took me quite some time in my life to delve into that and realize I had value. So if you had the same kind of relationship with your parents, and maybe it wasn't even that, maybe it was someone else, a friend, that would talk about the lack of money, and then you started to think, oh, there's something wrong with money. And that's exactly what it is. You start listening, and then you start to change your thoughts, and it starts early. It starts early as an infant. There isn't enough, you aren't enough, money is not a good thing, and people are angry at money. All of the things that can happen around that. So the first thing that I have found, because I have struggled off and on, and I almost lost my home. And I say almost because I got to the root of what was going on with me. And so that's why I want to talk with everyone today. And who knows, we may have our hosts coming in here and there. But I believe at this day and age, where things are changing and people are struggling at the markets, at the gas station, all of that, it turns into a mindset that there isn't enough. And the universe listens when we say, oh, we don't have enough. The universe says, oh, they want more lack. And that's how it works. That's how the universal laws work. It's just, it is what it is. So the first thing that I like to share is go within and start taking time to think about your childhood. What did you hear? At my house, my father built the house, and he ended up, as we went along, back then they had loan sharks. So we went to a loan shark to save the house, and it just sped up the situation, so we lost the house. So that was in my repertoire of thoughts and belief systems. Shame, because we lost this beautiful house, and my mother left, abandoned us, and we ended up in a crummy old apartment. So that's where my root is. And I share that only because you have roots too. And by going within and start remembering your childhood of what your parents said to you or what happened. And sometimes you can actually pinpoint when that all started, when you were innocent and then you thought, oh, money isn't good. I don't have enough. I'm not good enough to receive money. It's all bad. And that's how we were brought up in thinking. And for me, I took it literally. Some of my other siblings maybe not, but I took it literally that I was not enough. I could not receive as much as other people, all of that, and potentially could lose everything. And so it worked out that it played out that way, until I decided that that wasn't me and I wasn't going to listen to my mind, because the mind controls us. The mind will set our day. The mind will say all the derogatory things that we may think about or remember, and it just is a constant running around in your mind. A good book as far as the mind controlling our days is Eckhart Tolle. If you can get that book and read it, it's like a Bible, I think, and it really points out exactly what happens in our minds. And that's how we were created. We were created by God to come to earth and learn all these particular experiences and grow our souls. I so know that. However, we can make things better for ourselves. Anyone can. It's not where you come from. It's not how old you are. It's not your beauty. It's not anything, but it's up to you to choose. Listen, you say to yourself, I don't like the way things are going. I am going to change. So, and you're not changing you're changing your mind. And that is the trick. So, listen, the first step, I think, is listening to what we say when we're talking with someone else. We all do it. You can talk about, oh, there wasn't enough to buy that dress. Or there wasn't, I'm struggling to pay my mortgage. The kids going to a special school and it's out of control financially. And then we go and try to get gas. And, you may have a husband that drives a truck and your livelihood is focused on that, driving the truck. And now hundreds of dollars are going out the window because of gas. So even with all that said, those are facts. But even with all that said, you can create the flow of money. You can create the abundance of money to you. It doesn't matter what's going on the outside world. You can change your mind. The trick is to keep it going. A lot of people will do it for maybe 6 weeks, something in that area, and then they forget because they're all the everyday responsibilities, everything that we need to do is on our minds and it overtakes. So we have to take it back, say, excuse me. I talk to myself, excuse me, I'm not going in that direction. I am staying in the abundance. I am staying in the flow. And then I trust myself that I can do anything. I can do everything. I can do and create whatever I want it to be with the flow. And I'd like to say that money is sacred. Some people hate money. They call money a bad name. But money is a natural exchange of giving and receiving. And that is sacred. Money is sacred. If you're women with purses, if you're still having dollar bills in your purse, organize them. Let them all face the right way. Now, that sounds maybe okay, frivolous, but it's important because money is sacred. So line everything up in your purse so it's all organized. And when you receive, I don't care if it's $5 or $8,000, when you receive, take a moment and say, I'm in such gratitude for this wonderful money. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you. Whoever you want to think, thank you. Thank you. I deserve it. I'm receiving it. And that's the big thing because a lot of people, women, their minds will tell them they don't deserve. So they become givers. They're giving, which is wonderful because we are supposed to give in order to receive. It's a balance. But they become such givers, and when they receive, they're very uncomfortable. Are you one of those people? I used to be. You could be very uncomfortable because you're receiving, but you still have your mind telling you that you're not enough, you don't deserve it, is this too much? There are people in our family that even said, is this too much to receive? No, it's there. It's there for the receiving. So you have to train the mind. Okay, this is my childhood, but I don't believe that anymore. Telling your mind, I'm not going to think that anymore. I deserve it. I want the flow of abundance. I am receiving with glory. I am feeling so great. Wake up in the morning and you can say, what goodness can I do today? And what goodness am I going to receive? What is going to flow to me? Is it someone that's giving me a gift? Is it something that's going to be received in my checking account? All of those things. You're building yourself up for a fabulous day of receiving. And if you do that, it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. If you do that every day, after you have found what your root is and release that root because it doesn't serve you anymore, and it certainly doesn't serve anyone else anymore. So release it. Just release it. And then be in gratitude for now you have that all cleared up. And then you're working on the mind. You're working on what is it saying. And I when I listened, I heard myself say, Oh, yeah, but I don't have enough to do that. What are you saying? Do you say that often? Or we don't have enough money coming in to pay that bill right away. Or, it, and then guess what? We're telling the kids, we're telling the kids, money doesn't grow on trees. That was one of them. And then you find yourself saying the same thing to your kids. Money doesn't grow on trees. Where do you think the money's going to come from? We don't have enough for that. Oh, you want to have fresh tomatoes that are organic and delicious? We can't afford that. Yes, you can. It's all in the mind. What are you telling yourself? And what are you telling the kids? And now there's another whole generation of people that are letting the mind control their thoughts and prevent the flow of money coming. We all do it. All cultures do it. We all do it. We have to stop if we want the flow of abundance. If you want to have plenty of money to do all the things that you need to do with your family, have shelter, have quality food, pay for health care, get the gas. Now the kids want to be in dance, or maybe they want softball or soccer, all of those things that are healthy for kids, but they can't go because you don't have enough money. That's not true. That is not true. It's false. It's a lie. It's your mind taking over your thoughts and telling you what is going on. And we have to know that from our soul. That's how we were built, that we can create in a different way. We can make it happen where we have plenty of flow. You need some repairs at the house? You do it. You need that money? Then you visualize. I visualize all the time. I visualize for people to heal. I visualize seeing people in perfect health. I visualize for myself. And you visualize for money. Now, I'm going to tell you some of the things that happen when a new host comes on board and they may not have enough because that's what their mind is telling them. They don't have enough to start their own radio show or podcast. They're saving. And saving is amazing. It's wonderful. But you can't live in that space of saving for 10 years and nothing happens. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Or people are waiting for the economy to get better. They may be waiting for a new administration. There's a lot of things that we can be waiting for, but why? Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting when you can have it right now? How? Retraining your mind, knowing the root of what you were told when you were a child, what you're holding, because we have cell memory. And our cell memory is holding every experience, everything that's ever happened in this lifetime and other lifetimes. But we are holding that. And so you've got to get to that and release it. And it's the simple way to release is just acknowledging ownership. Yep, I know I have this within my mind. I know I've had it for years and I'm tired of it. I'm not doing that anymore. And you talk with your mind. And even if something tries to seep in, no, I'm not listening to that. I am creating an abundant world, a healthy world, a world of unity, and a world of flow to me because I deserve it. I have done goodness. I deserve it. I deserve to receive the flow of money. So, women out there listening, just consider this. Just consider what this could bring to your life. I was a widow with 3 daughters. I know what it's like. One income. and the one income isn't all that. I know. I've been there. I've even been there with just one child and looking for a safe place to stay because my first husband was violent and I was saving my daughter. I left when she was 6 weeks old and I was 20 years old. But I had the gonads, I had the balls to leave. Why? Because I was not going to be my mother. I was going to save my child. I envisioned a happy family, a mother, a father, and kids in a home with joy. That's what I envisioned, and that's propelled me to save my daughter. You can do that too. All you have to do, change your thinking. Listen to what you're saying to other people. Listen to what you write in an email. Oh, I'd love to do that. I'd love to attend that, but I can't do that right now. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough. Wrong. You have enough. If you really want to attend a retreat, if you really want to buy a car, if you really want to have a house with a roof on top, you can do it because your thoughts are power. Women, listen. Your thoughts are power. And it can change your whole life and everything around you. Everything. Everything around you can be beautiful. Beautiful. But if you forget about it for 6 weeks, or after 6 weeks, you forget about it, then naturally things can creep back in with the thoughts, and then you can say, oh, well, it didn't really work. It really didn't work. Um, and that's probably right. It didn't work. And why? We already know because we talked about it. We already know that we allowed our mind to take over. So one of the things that's really good to bring space to your mind, because there's a lot going on in there, as we all know, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of stress and worry. Um, but it doesn't have to stay there. It doesn't have to stay there. It can be like a game. I think it can be like a game, talking with your mind and saying, "Oh, wait a minute." And even if you're talking with someone face to face, and you happen to say, "Oh, we couldn't do that. We didn't have enough right now." Bing, that should go off in your mind. Bing. You don't have to say anything then, but you know what you just said. So it's rolling around in your mind and your space, and you need to open up the space to bring in. There needs to be space to bring in the goodness, the flow, and all of that. I wish that I had someone else to talk with right now, but I'm enjoying because I say to God, if there's one thing that I can say to help another person, especially now because our topic is about women, if they can hear it and they can implement it and prove to themselves that the flow of money is there just for the taking, just for the taking. But it's not going to happen with thoughts of money isn't good, we don't have enough, I have to wait, we can't do a trip. I can't go on a trip. A vacation? I can't go on a vacation. We don't have enough. Well, you're not going to go on that vacation because you already told yourself you don't have enough. So see how it is all connected? It may not make sense, but from a higher perspective, a universal perspective, it's the universal law. And it listens to what we say. Oh, she wants, everything is good from the universe. So whatever you're saying, you're going to receive it, whether on earth it's good or not. So remember that. Meditation. Now, everybody can meditate here and there, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, everyone can do that. You can take the time in your day, whether you're working outside the home, whether you're in the corporate world, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, you can meditate. Just breathe in deep and allow yourself to relax and just recenter yourself so that you can do a meditation of 5 minutes. Just think about all the glorious things that are happening in the day. I think it's good to keep abreast of what's happening in the world at some level. But when you're in this meditation, in this world of peace and unity and feeling loved, that's where you're going to stay and gather up so that you can retrain your mind. Um, love is everything. Love for self, and that's one of the things that many of us, especially women, do not receive. Our parents, I really know when we come on earth, we choose our parents. And I am in gratitude as I've seen what the growth has been within me for the parents that I had. My mom had a lot of issues, mental health issues. She was abused, she was raped, the whole thing. And my dad was a man of few words and really not emotional. There are a lot of people out there like that where they can't show love, they can't show affection, they're not comfortable with a hug. That's okay. That's okay. But that shouldn't color how we grow up. We can still be warm, friendly. We can learn how to hug. We can learn how to love ourselves. It's amazing when I think that a parent can say one word, amazing job, 2 words. I'm proud of you. Love is all around you. We will love you forever. No matter what you do, we will love you. We will support you emotionally. All those kinds of things a child needs to hear for a foundation of inner strength and to know that they are an amazing individual. If they don't, that child can spend 20 or 40 years of their life trying to get to a place of peace within and knowing they have value. That is the key, I think, to start with everything. Every woman, every child, every man. But it all starts when you're tiny. It all starts when they're born. After they start walking, maybe they have a problem walking, but you inspire them to a time where they will improve. All that inspiration, all that love, you have no idea. You can be in a hut somewhere in the world with maybe no belongings whatsoever, but if you're nurturing that child with love, affection, and and cultivating a whole environment of wealth and goodness, you're going to receive and they're going to receive. And it's all very good, and it's exciting. It's exciting. What's exciting is the potentiality of when what can happen when you change your thoughts. Not for a week, it's a long time. It's for the whole duration of your life where you can receive, and then the gratitude is just amazing. But let's go back to the shame. Kids will receive shame depending on what happens with the family and what goes on under that roof. and they carry that shame, and then something else could happen. And then what they do is they feed the shame, and then they're feeding it over here with something else. And before you know it, it takes over. And this is how things happen. It takes over and it's in the mind. All the shame. We have to learn how to look at that, see where it came from, and be okay and forgive the person that maybe delivered that. I forgave my parents long ago. I worked hard, but I, I didn't forgive it for them. I forgave for myself so I would have the peace and freedom. And you can too. You can have the peace and freedom just like I, just with changing your thoughts and retraining your mind for the flow of goodness, the flow of love, and certainly sacred money. It's all good. If when you have affirmations, they're a good addition. But if you don't believe within your soul that you deserve, and come on down with the flow of money. If you have to get to the place where you're in total belief. It's not going to change. You're in total belief. It's not going to change if something else happens. Something heavy happens. Something, oh my gosh, that happened. How am I going to fix that? How am I going to get out of this? What can I do? It's still going to come. We're on Earth. And this is Earth life. We signed up for it. We signed up because we want to grow our souls. In the light, everything is glorious. Love, light, wonder, clarity, music that we have no idea on Earth how profound it is. We're in there. But we sign up and we want to come because we want to feel. We want to feel the experiences. We want to feel the emotions. We want to feel the heaviness because we want to keep growing our souls. Why? I don't know that answer. But I do know God wants us to grow our souls. We want to grow. Where it's going to go, 1 century or 2 or 3 or 5, who knows? But we are growing our souls. And if you don't want to, it's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's okay. If you don't want to retrain your mind for the flow of money, that's okay. That's your choice because we have free will. So you can choose whatever you like. But when you feel the light within and when you feel the shift of going from lack to abundance and the flow. I'll tell you one thing that I did. I can't believe too, I have to say it, 35 minutes into the show. Not one host has the time to come in right now. But it is to be. It is to be. So I am accepting that. But what was I going to say? There was something I was going to share with you that happened in my life. It'll come back. It'll come back. So, yeah, sacred exchange. Yes. What we tell our kids, the visualization. I think I want to reiterate how the visualization, see yourself. If you say that you want a car, say you want a Mercedes or a Lexus. I had a Lexus for 17 years. Well, actually longer because I had 2 Lexuses before that. I worked hard to get that Lexus, and I loved the Lexus. I never loved a car like I loved that. And so it is. But then, at this stage of the game, I don't need a Lexus, But the visualization, if you have a certain car that you would love to have, and maybe you're saving a little bit, but you're far from going out and buying it, especially now. So what you do is you visualize yourself driving that car. You visualize seeing it in your driveway. You visualize what it would feel like, how it would be to drink your bottle of water in the car. If you're having kids, if you've got kids and you're transporting them, you visualize them in the car with you driving to dance or soccer so that you're living it. Do you do it just for one day? No. You do it every time you can think of it, every day. And it will be. Why? Because it's universal law. It's universal law. You have to do the work. You can't sit there and collect and expect everything to come to you. You have to do the work. How you do the work is up to you. Some people, I had 3 jobs at a time when my girls were young. It doesn't, it's you do what you need to do. But no matter, there are people that work 3 jobs and they're still struggling because whatever their belief systems that were developed at a younger age are right here. I know what I wanted to tell you. Before I was in the glory of knowing what my mind thinks, knowing my cell memory of what I was believing, I had a little thing, and I've never said this on radio. In fact, I might have just told 1 or 2 other people at best. When I was doing my bills, I found myself taking ownership. When I was adding up, depositing, all of that, if it looked like it was too much, that's what I felt. I'm like, oh, that's a lot. And then I found myself, and I can feel it right now. I can feel the tingles because I'm talking truth and I'm talking what was. I would say, oh, that's a lot. Maybe I'm not supposed to have that much. And then I would be, oh my gosh, now more is going. How did that happen? Why all of a sudden money's going out left and right? And then I realized, because I was at the point where I was delving into every little thing that could be in my mind or in my cell memory. And then once I saw it, I took ownership of it. It's okay, Debbie, I would say. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that because I am learning and I'm experiencing and I am ready. I have all the things that have happened in my life. I know what I think at that time. I know how I felt at that time. And I'm still my core. I'm still my beauty inside of my soul, just like you listening. Every soul is beautiful. Every soul is profound. It's every person. Let's celebrate. It doesn't matter of color. It doesn't matter of sexual orientation. It doesn't matter. And when we as human beings realize that, the flow comes because we're not restricting. We're opening up for love. We're opening up to receive. And so I realized that that was one of the little tidbits of information when I was doing my books, that if I saw too much money, I had a funny feeling. And it went right back to when I was a child. You don't deserve that. Who do you think you are? You're stupid. You're an idiot. You're not going to become anything. If you hear that as a child every day, every day, every day, you're going to believe it. You're going to believe it. In fact, I married the violent person because it was a continuation of my childhood. And then I realized this is not what I am doing. And how I realized is going back that I had my child and no one was going to harm her. And so actually she was, when I think about it, she was the catalyst that opened my mind and said, wake up, Deborah, wake up. You have value. You have value. So that is where I am right now. Where I am right now in life, there's ups and downs. Everything happens, family issues. We have different people in the family, cousins and such that are having issues. It's life. We are on earth. But by presenting yourself in being, your being is coming from love and understanding and support. Everyone wants to be heard, and that's going back to women. That's one of everyone, but women especially, they want to be heard. They want to be safe. They need love and support like everyone else. You take a baby. If you don't show love, if you don't feed, if you don't support, if you don't make them feel safe, they're not going to thrive. It's not rocket science. They're not going to thrive. So, but the point I'm trying to make, I guess, right now is that even though there's that struggle as an infant, you can change it because you have the power within. You have your soul, you have your heart, and your mind. No one can control your mind. No one. No one can choose for you. You choose for yourself. And whatever it is that you're choosing, it may go down a path that doesn't feel right. And how you know that is right here with your intuition and your heart. I feel not only uncomfortable, but I feel nauseous. And that tells me, oh, that's not the way I'm going to go. Because even in the car, if you're taking a direction or whatever, if it's like, I've got to get out of here. I've had so many experiences that were dangerous. But I listened to the messages of what was popping in. And I did exactly and I know it was God, it was an angel, but I say God. And, and you can say whatever works for you. I listened, and I actually saved myself because I listened and I got out of that situation very quickly. I could have stayed. I could have said, no, I'm not listening to that. Oh, is it really true? Or is it my imagination? No, it's a message. And you listen to it and you will thrive. So, yes. I could tell you all kinds of things that have happened. I'll tell you, well, no, I won't go there I'll go to this place. I was invited to see a space to rent. It was a big warehouse type of thing. And in that little area, I had the tour from this guy. And in that little area was a couch and a chair. It was not a complete decorated place. It was just thrown together. I knew the person. And when I walked up to the second floor to have this tour, I didn't feel comfortable. And so the tour all went, and then he said, let's sit down on the couch. And it was dark. It wasn't a bright room. It was dark. And then all of a sudden, this came over me. I can feel it now. And the message said, get up and leave now. That was it. Get up and leave now. And I did exactly that. I ran. I said, oh, he was in the middle of a conversation. I said, oh, I've got to go. I'm going to run. And so I ran down the stairs, got in my car, and peeled out, and I was shaking. But I knew that I did the best thing I could. Because all of this universal phenomenon, universal power, is there for us all. It's for you and you and you. It's for everyone. I'm not special. I'm not the only one receiving the messages and the glory or whatever. You can too. It's just believing that you are powerful, that you have your mind to create whatever you want. If you're 20, or if you're 60, or if you're even 80, it's never too late to listen to your mind and start reprogramming what it's telling you. And even another cute little thing I'll share, which is, but it's Clint Eastwood. He had said at one time, "Don't let the old man in." And if you're 60 and up, remember that. If you're a woman, don't let the old lady in. And what that means is what we're telling ourselves. Where, not only if you're not working on the flow and reprogramming your mind, you're thinking, oh, who's gonna be interested in me now, blah blah blah. And so you just nip it in the bud and you say, I'm not letting the old lady in. So there's little things like that you just pick up along the way that work. But the main message, as I ramble on, but I know it works, is listen to what you're saying. If you're talking with someone on the phone, I talk with potential hosts all the time, and I share the little tidbits of how you can change your mind. Oh, I only have 100 listeners. Nobody's going to advertise on my show. Wrong. That's creating a way of life. So lose the lack, lose I'm not good enough, even though you heard it all the time when you're a kid. Lose not having value, lose that I'll never meet anyone, lose all the things. I'm never going to receive plenty of money. If I had plenty of money, I would help the kids, I would help the grandkids, I would do this, I would give to that. You can still do all that. It's what you believe in your core, that you have control over your mind. Your mind does not have control over you. That ego mind will try. It tries every moment of the day. That's what it does. But you have control over everything that you receive, over everything that you want to receive, and you have everything in control for your day by watching what you say. And we say these things, I have to say it 100 times. We say these things all the time. Just listen. I challenge you. I challenge each and every one of you, whether you're watching today, tomorrow, or you're watching 3 months from now. I challenge you to make a list every day of what comes out of your mouth in a negative way around money or value of yourself. You can email me. It's Deborah, Deborah, at Dream Visions, all one word with an S on the end, the number 7, radio.com. And tell me how you're doing. Tell me that you're trying it. And then we shouldn't even use the word try. We don't try anything. We do it. We make up our choice, our decision. This works for me. I am doing it. I want the flow. And then watch that flow of money. You'll be able to get that Mercedes. You'll be able to pay for things. The kids can get winter coats. I think of the things in my lifetime. Everything is there for us to receive, and receive wholly. And what I mean by that is not having a problem receiving, not being an overgiver. It's good to give and give a lot. However, receiving, bless it. Thank you so much. This is such a gift. I'm in such gratitude. It has made my day. I'm happy now. All the things that you can share with the person that's actually giving you, you want to receive fully, fully. Because the other piece of it is if you're giving, and you're not embracing receiving, it breaks the flow. It breaks the flow. Okay? You want to have everything connected, a circle of giving and receiving. You do not want to break the flow of that. You want to keep it going and flowing. And teach the kids. Teach the kids. You can even say, maybe they're 14, 15, whatever. Maybe they're 5. Doesn't matter. You can say, you know what? I've been thinking about my childhood, and I'm thinking about all the things that I need to clear out of my beliefs, out of my belief systems, out of my cell memory. Tell them what the cell memory is. The cell memory is within all of us. We have cells, and the memory is right there, good, bad, or indifferent. And if it's heavy, we need to let it out. We need to release it. We need to release and replace with love. Release and replace with love. And teach the kids now. Don't wait until they're 35. Teach them now the beauty of giving and receiving. Even a compliment is giving, and then you're receiving. And then the fear, the last thing I'm going to talk about is fear. If there was ever a time, and yet there's been other horrendous times. Look at the Holocaust, the fear that those people lived with. You can't even fathom what they went through. But we, because of the cell memory and the what is that? It'll come to me. generational information that comes through us, even with slavery and all of that. Which is another heinous situation. We all can feel that, even with the fear that's going on now, the hatred. But we're coming around. I see it. People are coming together, just like we are in community. Everybody is coming together. It may take a while for some, but everyone is coming together because we see that this is a new world that we can create, one of unity, one of giving and receiving, one of creation, of what we can do for the planet, what we can do for the environment, what we can do for ourselves. It's a time where we should be thinking outside of the box to create things that work for a better world, for a safer world. So let's all think about that. I mean, I've talked about a lot of things, but it's information that can change your world, change your mind, change your life. And if you need a pep talk, listen to it again, because the mind controls everything. But we can, as we leave with these last few minutes, replace everything that you're thinking that might be on the negative scale. Think of it from a place of love. Think of it because love and fear are the opposite. Love will always win. Love will always rise. And right now, it's been out of balance, but it's rising. It's expanding. And there are so many people out there that are doing such work, whether it's in music, whether it is starting a new group, starting anything, a new organization, starting a new company, and they're coming from their truths. They're coming from transparent. They're coming to do good. They're not looking, what can you do for me and how fast can you do it? It's not that mindset. It's a place of love. It's a place of giving. And then remember, giving is receiving. It's that cycle, that flow. So I challenge you all to really delve into your thoughts. Make it a game. Listen to your thoughts the rest of the day, the rest of the week. Jot it down. Does it feel good? Does it serve you? Does it serve anyone else? If it's not serving anyone, then it's not something you want to hang on to. You want to regroup, you want to reprogram, you want to listen, stay out of the fear. And you know what? The fear is a choice. No one's making us feel fearful. It's not about that. We're choosing to be fearful. We're choosing to worry. We're choosing to feel shame from our childhood. We are choosing all these things because somebody said it. This group over there said it, or the news said it. Whatever. We don't have to. We can choose the light. We can choose bright. We can choose creativity. We can be part of a sparkling love, sparkling light, where we all come together and say, let's just join together, regardless of who we are or where we come from, and let's solve the world's issues. Let's all just resonate in love and creativity, and we can make a difference in everyone's life. Imagine that. Imagine bringing people that are impoverished up, rising up. Imagine equality. Imagine, how, think about peace. John Lennon was talking and singing about peace. How many years ago? When are we going to learn? When are we going to learn that the answers are in the mind, setting where we come from inside, not the cell memory, not the heavy stuff, but we come from acceptance. We come from love. We come from joy. We come from value. We are valued. We are amazing. We are intelligent in each of our own ways. We all have uniqueness. We all have the beauty of life. And we chose to be here. So let's use our lives to make a difference. Let's use our lives to make a difference. Start with yourself. Listen to your thoughts. Women, know that if you have 4 children, if you are on assistance, it will still, you'll still grow and flow will come. You just have to allow it. You have to do the work and allow it and stick with it. So with that said, everyone, blessings to all. I'm in gratitude to every host that we have, every advertiser, every person working for us like Dizzy today. I'm in gratitude and I thank you all. And until we meet again with another topic, bye for now. Au revoir.